Hi. So you want to set up a photo studio at home? Well, my name's David, and you've come to the right spot. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, so some of the things we're going to need. We're going to need a backdrop. We're going to need something to hold the backdrop. We're going to need some lights. And a tripod will come in handy. Not necessarily have to have it, but it'll come in handy. Of course, we're going to need a camera. And that should pretty much do it. Now, I'm going to be using some actual studio equipment that I have, but I'm going to explain as we go along. Things that you might have around the house that you can use that'll help you come out with the same outcome as if you had professional stuff. Alright. Okay, as you can see, I've already got my backdrop set up, but some of the things that you can use for a backdrop would be a sheet, for instance. You can take a sheet off of a bed, and they work great for a backdrop. You can, as far as putting it up and hanging it, you can actually pin it up on the wall. If you don't want to put, pinholes in your wall, another thing you can do is hang it over something. For instance, a door. If you hang it over a door and then close the door, it'll stay up there nice and straight like it's supposed to be, so that you can actually put somebody in front of it, and it works as a great backdrop. Okay, so now that we have our backdrop set up, let's talk about lighting. What I have here is an actual studio light. It's actually called a modeling light because it doesn't flash, so it's called a modeling light. But this is a 1,000-watt setup. Most people are not going to have something like this sitting around their house. So what can you use that will give you the same outcome? You really don't need 1,000 watts of light. You can use something as simple as a floodlight. They got those lights you can get pretty much at any hardware store, Walmart, whatever. They're like a silver, got like a silver bell to them, and you can put a light in there. A lot of them actually have clamps on them where you can actually clamp them onto something. Those work great too. But something like that is all you really need, and more than likely you'll have something similar to that, if not one of those very things, at your house already. Now, you can use those. They work great as fill light, directional lighting, key lighting. They work great. So that's what I would recommend if you need some type of lighting. That works really great. So something like that is really all you need. Okay, so we have our lights, we have our backdrops. Now the camera. Now, this is what I use. This is a Canon 20D. It does pretty much everything I've ever needed it to do. Now, I'm comfortable with this type of camera. I say that because this is an important point. Now, this camera is not the best there is. It's not the worst there is. But I'm comfortable with it. Again, the reason why I mention that word comfortable is because that's the most important thing when it comes to a camera. If you're not comfortable with what your camera can do and what you can do with your camera, it's going to show in the pictures that you take. So it's important that when you get a camera, you go through it, you make sure what it can do, you play with it, you get really used to it and comfortable with it, so that when you're standing there taking a picture of something, you're not worried about, well, is this going to work right? Because you're going to know it's going to work, because you've already experimented, you've already tried it out, you know what it's going to do, and you're comfortable with what your camera is capable of. So that's something that you need to make sure of, no matter what kind of camera you use. Whether it's a point and shoot, digital SLR like this one is, that's something you want to make sure of, that you're comfortable with what you can do with your camera. Now also I have a tripod. An important side note on tripods. When it comes to a tripod, you need to remember that this is what's holding your camera. And a lot of people will figure, well, that tripod's too heavy, I don't want that one, or that one costs a little too much. It's really a personal decision, but what I will say to keep in mind is that, again, this is what's holding this. So, you might have to carry a little bit heavier weight, but in the long run, you know it's not going to drop your camera. And that's what really something to think about. So, again, this is what I use, and be sure you're comfortable with your camera. Okay, so we have everything set up. Now we need somebody to take pictures up. This is Destiny, and she's going to be our model today.
Hi, I'm Destiny.
Okay, so let's take some shots and have some fun. Okay, so now we're going to have Destiny sit down, and then we'll take some shots of her. Okay, go ahead and turn this way a little bit. Right there. Back nice and straight. Look right here in the lens for me. And tilt your head that way just a little bit. Right there. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, now go ahead and turn this way for me. There you go. A little bit more. Yeah, just like that. Put the hand right there on your hip, not the other one. There you go. Just like, you can drop that one. Tell you what, reverse. Put that hand back there on your hip. Drop that. There you go. Just like that. Kind of lean towards me a little bit. Back nice and straight. Tilt your head this way. Chin in just a hair. Right there. Alright, good. Alright, look right here in the lens. And 1, 2, and 3. Alright. Okay, so now that we have some good pictures, what now? For more information on that, be sure to check out my video on how to process your photo shoot portraits. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and it helps in your desire to set up a photo studio at home.